Hello everybody and welcome to PE Home Learning lesson number 2 with me, Mr. Steve. Now, last lesson we looked at some of the benefits of physical activity and exercise, so why it's important to stay active while school is closed. We also discussed some of the ways that you can stay active, so some of the activities that are suitable for your to do in your living room or your bedroom or your garden. Today what we're going to be doing, or what I'm going to be doing, is going into a little bit more detail about skipping. So here I have my skipping rope. Now if you don't have a skipping rope, I highly recommend that you try and get one, because there's a lot of activities that you can do. You don't need a lot of space, and they cost, I think mine cost about 25 dirham, so from Decathlon. So it's not expensive, but you get a lot from it. Okay, so I'd just like to go through some of the benefits of skipping, all right, because we've done a little bit of it in our PE lessons. What I'd like you to do is to pause the video when I say, and either write down on a piece of paper or talk to someone who's around, parents or siblings, and tell them or write down what you think might be the benefits from skipping. Okay, see how many you can write down. I think I've got about 7 or 8, so all right, pause the video, off you go. Okay, welcome back. Let's go through some of the answers. Let's see if we've got any matching answers, shall we? So, as we discussed, skipping is a fun way to work your legs, tummy and heart. Athletes of many different sports will use skipping in order to train for their sport. And as you can, does anybody recognise the athlete in the picture? If you don't, it's Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo, footballer of Portugal and Juventus. So, some of the benefits that Cristiano Ronaldo will be benefiting from, and you could be as well during this lesson, include skipping will help you to build muscle, especially your leg muscles, which are being used. It improves your heart health. Okay, so the more we use our heart, the stronger it gets. So it's important to get it beating during our exercise. It lowers your blood pressure. It can improve your coordination, improves your balance, and improves your flexibility. Now, I've put coordination, balance, and flexibility in there because these are skills that you need to improve that will help you not just in skipping, but also in any sport that you decide to play. So, what we'll do now is we will continue to look at activities that you can do with a skipping rope to help you with your fitness. Okay, is everybody ready to begin? So we have our skipping rope, but the first thing that we need to think about is to make sure that we are safe, and that those around us during this activity. So I'm going to be doing the skipping in my apartment. I've cleared a nice big space in the middle of the living room. I've pushed the table to one side. I've checked that the lights don't hang down too low, so I'm not going to be hitting those. The safest place for you to do this activity would be outside, but unfortunately I'm not lucky enough to have a garden, but if you do, lucky you. We're going to go through 4 very basic activities with a skipping rope that will just help you to make sure to master before we move on to more difficult things. So the first one that we have is a single bounce. Now I'm going to be talking about jumps with turns. A turn is a turn of the rope. So with a single bounce, it goes turn, jump, okay? With a double bounce, this is slightly more difficult. So this is 1 turn, 2 bounces. So, or 2 jumps. So turn, jump, jump, turn, jump, jump, turn, okay? After that, we're going to move on to skipping backwards, and the final one will be a hop, okay, using 1 foot rather than 2. So I'm just going to demonstrate the 4 now so that you can see them for yourself, and then you can have a go. So what I've put on this slide is beginner, intermediate, and expert challenges. So this is something for you to work towards. If you can complete 5 of these jumps, then that puts you at beginner level. If you can do 15 without having to stop, that puts you at intermediate level. and 30 would put you at expert level, which definitely means that you're ready for the next challenge. Okay, right, let's see how Mr. Steve gets on. So, first of all, make sure that your skipping rope doesn't have any knots. You need to make sure that it's not too long, not too short. There should be some slack touching the floor as you hold it like this. Excuse me. There we go. Right, so with the skipping rope starting behind me, as I said before, it goes turn and jump. Okay, we don't do it at the same time. Turn, jump doesn't work. It's got to be turn and then jump. Turn and jump. So what I'm demonstrating right now is a single bounce. As you can see, turn, jump, turn, jump, turn, jump, turn, jump. Okay? So I'm not going too fast, but I'm not going too slow, because I really want to try and master this technique. So let's have a try at a double bounce. Okay? So I'm going to start again with the rope behind me. Now with double bounce, I actually find that it helps if I do this a little bit slower. So, and I'll just show you the foot movement for now. It's going to go bounce, 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 bounce. The bouncing is going to be much quicker. Okay, so skip, and you can probably hear my feet on the floor. I'm bouncing in between the turns. Okay. Right, the third one is backwards. So this time, rather than the skipping rope being held behind you, it starts in front of you. Make sure it's nice and straight. And it's turned over your head behind you. And you need to bring your knees up nice and high. Okay? And you can do 30 of them. You're an expert, probably more so than I am. And the fourth one is a hop. Now, so far I've been using 2 feet to skip. This time I'm going to use 1. Okay? So, and I want you to practice with both. So, here I go with my right foot. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then I'm going to change to my left foot. When you get tired, just change to the other foot. Okay? And that is our first 4 activities with the skipping rope. Have a practice of those 4. When you feel that you've mastered those 4, let's move on to the next slide. So just pause it for now and click continue when you've mastered those 4 tricks. Good luck. Okay, well done for mastering the first 4 skips. So if you haven't quite mastered them now, don't worry. Practice will make perfect. So just as with any sport, the more that we train, the easier these things get. Okay, but now we're going to look at the 4 more difficult styles of skipping. Okay, so we have, first of all, the skier. Okay, you'll get to see these in a minute, but the skier is with 2 feet together and you are hopping from side to side as you in between the turns. With the bell, again 2 feet together. This time you're going to be jumping forwards and backwards, like imagine a bell that's ringing. The third one is the jogger. So this is 1 foot at a time, left, right. And the final one will be the rocker. Now, the rocker is where you rock from back to front on alternate feet. So let's have a little look, shall we? Oh, remember to keep hydrated while you're exercising. Mr. Steve's just been for a nice big drink of water in between the first 4 activities. So let's have a look. We're going to start with a skier. So as I said, you're going to go side to side with this one, like you're skiing down a hill. Okay, so you want to keep your feet together and hop from side to side. So off we go. Left to right. Oh, everybody makes mistakes. Let's try again. So right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay, that's the skier. The next one is the bell. So it's going to be the same, but this time you're going to move your feet forwards and backwards. So forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. And what you'll feel with these activities is that, as well as exercising your legs, they're actually exercising your core muscles, so your abs. Okay. Number 3, the jogger. This one's one of my favourite. You can actually, if you've got a large space to work in, you can move around using this quite quickly. So the jogger goes from left to right, left, Okay, I like this one also because you can go really quite quick. Right. You can time yourself when you get good, see how many you can do in a minute. Okay, and the final exercise that I'm going to teach you today is the rocker. Now this is the one that Mr. Steve struggled with the most, so I'm going to be practicing this over the holidays, over the home learning. So put one foot in front of the other, and on your turn you're going to go front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back, front, and back. Okay, so that's all 8 of our skills. Pause the video now, have a little practice, and let's see how you do. Good luck. Okay, well done on reaching the end of the lesson. Now before we wrap things up, I'd just like to set a few more small activities that you can to extend this lesson. So first of all, last lesson we spoke about creating our physical activity logs. Okay, that's a diary of all the exercise that you're doing whilst you're away from school. So if you've already made one, great. I hope you're filling it in, and you can add today's workout into your log. If you haven't made a log yet, or a diary, that's something that you can do now and start keeping your records from now. You might want to add some notes into your diary about how many skips you can do a minute. Set yourselves little challenges that you can try and beat. The next thing that you could do is maybe you could try teaching some of what you've learned today to a family member. I don't think anybody's too old or too young within reason to complete some of these activities, so you can try and teach someone from your family. I've just mentioned about setting records to beat. I personally love to improve, to try and beat what I've done before in all sports, and skipping is an easy one to do. You just need to set a timer of 1 minute and see how many you can do forwards, or how many you can do backwards, or how many of the jogger you can do, or choose whichever one you want to. And the final activity that you can do at home is to research some skipping skills, because there are hundreds of videos on YouTube that you can use to inspire you. They will teach you some things that I've not been able to show you today. They will teach you some things that I can't do. Some of them are pretty amazing. So hopefully skipping has captured your imagination, and that's something that you're keen to do. And yeah, there we have it. I look forward to seeing you in our next lesson coming soon. Goodbye.